Right, guys, it's getting Jack Frost weather here. It's -3 this morning, so it just comes along, just whoo, and then it's here. The cold mornings, beautiful. Personally, I like the cold mornings, and then it's going to be about 15, 16 degrees today. So that's the range you get during these crispy days, and it gets it's warm in the sun. Even it feels like it's about 25, never mind 15. We've just got to wait now for the sun to come over the mountain, and so I don't put the fire on. I had a fire last night on the wood burner, just as a welcome back, because I've been away on a road trip. Right, so the road trip, we went to the southwest corner of Bulgaria, Petrich area, and we had a, 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 a little jaunt into North Macedonia to Strumitsa, and we stayed the night in Strumitsa, and then made our way back along eastwards along the foot of the mountains. The mountains form the border with Greece as you get towards Petrich. So you're right in between three countries. So we stayed in Strumitsa in a nice apartment, spotlessly clean, called the Green Apartment, and it was green. Everything in it was green, and it was so Strumitsa. It's kind of a working town, and that's what I'd describe it as. Now, nice place, and it had a nice. We were in a nice area, going up the hill, and we're by a big church which has been renovated. Saint Cyril. We were right next to the church, so it was a nice little area, and it was kind of the old town. So what the centre of the town kind of lacks is any of the old character of very old buildings in there. It's like the new modern town square, which in a lot of places they've retained some old. Now maybe that wasn't the main square. This looks like it's gone from where we were and expanded down the hill rather than radiate out from a centre. And the centre is the Soviet kind of modern area, and so the actual town, the city centre, and that didn't. For me, it didn't have the wow factor. There's nothing at all wrong with the place, and the people were great, but it didn't have that wow factor. Like when you enter into the kind of somewhere like Bitterle, it's like jaw dropping, But this didn't have that effect. But it was okay. It was pretty good, and the setting's good. It's got the mountain behind. Now, what did have the wow factor was the road. We took the road. There's a main road to the border, straight to the border, from Strumitsa towards Petrich. But there's another road runs parallel along the foot of the mountains and starts at a place called Bansko, which there's a Bansko in Bulgaria as well. Not to be confused. Now that road, that was impressive. I mean, it looks like the money hasn't come into Strumitsa. It's gone along that road. Because the houses are unbelievable. All the way along the little villages, they're absolutely incredible, impeccable, all kind of manicured gardens and beautiful houses all the way to the border, which was about 20, 30 kilometres, probably 30 kilometres, and like every little village was drop dead. manicured, fantastic. So I think they've stayed in the villages and just stayed with the money there, and the main thing they do all along the valley, from Strumitze all the way to Petrich and beyond to the main highway, is polytunnels, and it looks like, from what I observed, that they probably used them to have an early crop of whatever and a late crop, and they were all full of tomatoes now, so it's October now, so they probably have two crops, a very early crop of something, I don't know, maybe tomatoes, maybe they have two lots, I don't know. It's just what I could see. Some of them were empty, the polytunnels, and some of them had different things. I couldn't quite see what the other things were, but there was some that were full of tomatoes. So it seems like that they're just extending the growing season, or having 2 or 3 crops. And then outside, I think they grow melons, the watermelons around there, looking at some of the pictures and photos of the area. So they're maximising everything, and it doesn't seem to, in the villages and that, it doesn't seem to be any shortage of money, of funds, But Strumitze wasn't paved with gold or anything like that. It was just kind of a work in progress, kind of average, without being unkind. It wasn't a shithole. But it was just a working place, average. But there wasn't a nice area where we were, Beverly Hills. And then there's another road along the foothills, foot of the mountain, in Bulgaria, and it's almost a mirror image. If you look on the map, it's a mirror image of the road to Strumitze. But the villages along the Bulgarian section were nowhere near, nowhere near as plush as the villages in North Macedonia, as you would expect in these little villages. They kind of get sleepy and left behind. But then Petrich was the opposite. Petrich does have the wow factor. It's great. It's only a very small town, but it's bouncing, it's buzzing, and everybody was out. The coffee society, and everybody's well dressed and dressed to kill. On a Thursday afternoon, dressed to kill in Petrich, and they all had the designer stuff on, and really making an effort, Thursday afternoon. So that must be every day. I don't know. And they have all the little show dogs and all that, the Posh and Becks stuff. It was really, really impressive, and that's what I was expecting actually in Petrich. Looking at the photos, but it was better. It was better, and it was really all the shops in there, really looked like they were doing well, designer shops and all sorts, So Petrich was like did have the wow factor, but the villages along the road didn't. It was the opposite of what happened in North Macedonia. Which the houses there are drop dead along the roads, outside the city. They're unbelievable, and there's areas like that in Serbia as well. So I don't know whether it's because they don't pay a lot of tax, but they don't pay a lot of taxes in Bulgaria either. Maybe the building costs are much less in Macedonia. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they kind of make more money on the polytunnels there in Macedonia, or they have and they have wine as well. They have wine regions. I don't know, but it seemed to be a very affluent little road. And then we carried on to Doce Gelchev through the Pirin Mountains, which are quite spectacular, really. I mean, a lot of the mountains are in Bulgaria. And Kotsi Delchev is, doing okay. The economic. They have a lot of people coming over from Greece and that. And then we stayed outside. There's a mineral bath area, of which there's a lot in Bulgaria. This is very it's very popular now, and it's all geared, really. It's all geared to Bulgarians, to stay in, attending to holiday. From what I can see, the kind that staying home quite a lot, as well as going abroad holidays. I think a lot of them have been abroad and seen the like shitholes like London. Where we stayed, the young lady there, she'd been to London. She said it's okay for an excursion, but you wouldn't want to spend any time. And that would be a lot of people's view, including mine. In fact, I go to London once or twice, and that'd be it. I'm not one for the London. It's kind of low rent for the tourists. You get all the British Bulldog and little phone boxes and all that crap. I'd rather go somewhere with a bit more class, like Zagreb or Budapest. Where it's not so chavvy for the low lives, for the normal people. I like places like that, but like Zagreb, very classy, and they've got like proper stuff for the people, like craft, big craft markets and craft foods. Fantastic. They did when we went anyway. So I'd rather go to places like that. Brasov in Romania, classy. These are classy places. Like the town where Dracula's castle was, that was a bit shabby. I didn't really take to that Dracula's castle. Plus, it's kind of not true anyway. It's all a myth. So I didn't even go in the castle because I knew it wasn't the real deal. And all around the castle's all like, selling all this crap, souvenirs, Dracula. So anyway, got to Delchev, and we stayed in this old type house, very quiet little village, just near all the mineral baths. We didn't go to the mineral baths because we had to. We came straight back here from there. It was about, I don't know, 3, 4, it's about 7 hours on the road. But just ambling along, you could do it in about 5 probably. But I just amble along. So it was a fantastic, and the weather was fantastic. This time of the year, it's drop dead. In Bulgaria, you get all the colours, all the autumn colours, and it's as if someone's painted the mountains, on purpose, and somebody might have done, the creator, and through all these valleys and hill mountains, and actually the terrain is quite different down around Kotsay Delchev. All around Sandansky. It's like chalk hills type of thing. I don't think it's chalk. It's like chalk, but it's not white. It's off white. But it's just an area just there, and Melnik. So it's well worth visiting the region, and there's a lot to see, and a lot of things, you know, um, going on. And we did pass a few wineries, but we didn't partake because I'm driving. I don't want to be sampling wine or anything like that, and ended up in jail or in a crash. So we didn't, and I didn't really want to stop. The wine around that region's a bit heavy for me. It's a bit heavy duty. It's very rich, a bit too rich, but strong flavour. So yeah, if anyone's looking for a place to explore, I mean, around that area, but you go to Petrich and then you've got all of North Macedonia, which is a small country. You could do Macedonia in 5 days, just ambling around. I like the south better, which is Bitterle and Ohrid. Around that area is stunning, absolutely stunning area. So that's where I'd be heading for. And like in Bulgaria, you can go right along the south of Bulgaria, like parallel to the Greek border, through the mountains. They're called the Rhodope Mountains. There's lots of places to see along there as well, which I've done a few times. Fantastic. So that was the road trip. It was only a little jaunt, really. We were only 2 nights stayed over 2 nights, so 3 days on the road, which is just a jaunt, really. But fantastic driving conditions this time of the year, and not much traffic. We had a few hold-ups around Bansko. They're doing major works on the roads and stuff. But yeah, it's fantastic. And so we're back now and looking forward to these sunny, crispy mornings. That's what's forecast for the next 5 days or so. Crispy mornings and sunshine. And so you can kind of get out in the sun now. It's too hot in the summer for me, but I love sitting out in the autumn sun because it just warms you up, and then you can turn around, you can spit roast yourself with the sun, get the sun on the back of your head when it gets a bit too warm. So that's what we'll be doing today, just relaxing after the road trip, because 3 days driving, I mean, it's like I'm not tired at all. I'm just going to chill out today, and then tomorrow I'm going to get on with the pointing and the building the wall up at the back of the yard. Okay, so that's the latest from BG Bulgaria. Cheers.